Alright, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to sunny Winter Haven, Florida. I'm Lane Dog Bowers, and I'm here with my ninjas Zane and Peyton, who are going to help me a little bit. Alright, over here. And now we're going to talk today about backwards slalom. I've talked before about, hopefully you guys can hear me because we're recording this on an iPhone, but I want to talk to you guys about the secrets to getting back slalom. A lot of you guys are having trouble, you're telling me, with getting in a good position, getting out of the wake, getting your 2-foot crosses and your 1-foot crosses. So the way that I'm going to go about this is I'm basically going to show you the right way to do a 1-foot cross, which is exactly the same way you practice a 2-foot cross. And in fact, my advice to you is, first we're going to learn back 1-foots, and then you need to be able to do them on both sides of the wake. That, if you don't want to do that and you just want to get to back slalom, you can still do it with the tips I'm going to give you. If you want to get to back 1-foot slalom, you really ideally want to be good at back 1-foots on this side of the wake and then on this side of the wake. So here we go. I'm setting it up outside here so you guys can see. Remember the basics of what I've taught on head up, shoulder roll, meat hook, but what we want to do on back slalom, just make sure you get the right angle, I told you, Zane, is that if I'm in the, let's say I'm on the passenger side over here on the right side of the wake, what a lot of people make the mistake of is they don't get into a great position before they start. So again, head up, shoulder roll, meat hook. In back slalom, one of the big mistakes that people make is they're trying to glide across the wake. Slalom is all about setting your edge. So you can't stay with your butt like right over, right here my butt, if you saw from the side, is kind of almost over my feet. This is like a normal great glide. You cannot turn from here and expect to edge with a great glide. It's not that we're plowing, but what we're doing is setting an edge. Setting an edge requires a little more resistance from a good position, but setting your edge. And the reason I'm doing it here on grass is I want you to see, I want to show you how hard you can set your edge as long as you have the right resistance. So the first thing you want to do is get to where, if you're going to really get good at back slalom, if you keep, ideally I want you guys to get set up, shift your weight over here to the side, and then practice back 1-foot, bouncy trouncy on both sides. This is still a glide actually, but I want you to get used to shifting your weight, hold it, and then just get solid right here. Then cross over, well, if you can cross over the wake, get on the other side because it's a different balance. Now the wake is shaped a little bit up and to the right. You got to get used to finding that curl, staying in it. If you don't have that good vision we talked about, you're not going to know where you're at. So whenever you're doing back slalom, you should be able to see both sides of the wake. I'm not looking over here, but out of my peripheral vision, I can still see my hand right here, which is the equivalent of that edge of the wake. So, once you get set up, there's 2 things that really need to happen in order to cross that wake. Number 1, get in a good position, and number 2, you got to set your edge. The way you set your edge is by getting on the inside part of your foot. You can't do that while staying in a glide like this. So it's hard to explain to you how much pressure you can put on the inside edge of your foot. But we're going to go from skiing on all of this up to here, and we're going to switch to all of this up to here, and we're going to literally, the water line is going to go up, and it even can go on your heel as long as you have enough resistance. That may sound weird, but your foot is going from kind of an angle like this to out here on the side. The more pressure you have on your foot, the more you can edge it. Simple way of doing this is, let's work on cutaways. Cutaway, if the wake is, if I'm on the passenger side and the wake is over here on my left, then what I want you to do is get up here and practice shifting your weight and then setting your edge. Now on land here, what's happening, you guys, on land here, what's happening is, it's hard to show this on the water, my feet would actually move as I set my edge better. So what's going on is here, I'm shifting my weight, and this foot would actually come more back here, and I'm literally on the grass here. I'm digging on the instep of my foot. So the reason I'm having Zane film from this angle is I want you to see, I'm gonna stay on 2 feet, but I am edging so hard that my instep is digging into the grass. A couple things that'll throw you off here is do not use your forearms and your bicep to pull that handle next to your body. You want to, slalom is all about setting a consistent edge. So what we want to do, a lot of people get in trouble like this, is they want to go that way, away from the wake for a cutaway. I think I explained a cutaway is learning to cut away from the wake. Not so you can fly across it, but so you can practice cutaway, drifting in control, reset up in the curl, do it again. That's only a left foot edge you're working on. Get up on the other side of the wake, work your right foot edge. It's a lot easier to learn to edge on calm water out here than it is on crossing the wake right here. And so what you need to do is, most people have a problem with their back slalom is they don't actually get their weight. If you think of that cowbell I've talked about before, if I take a cowbell, you could actually put it, if I hung a cowbell down from here and it hung down, I want that cowbell, it could be your chin. If you look at it from your angle, my chin. I cannot edge effectively, even if I turn my feet. I can't edge effectively like this. Why? Because my weight is still in between my feet. Most of you that have a problem edging aren't even turning your feet. You're actually trying to push off that way to go this way. And you get wide, you get in trouble because you're trying to push or lean over this way and push off of that foot to go over here. That's like having your ski pointed this way and trying to get it to go that way. It doesn't work well unless you're in a side slide, which is a whole different deal. So, 2 things I want you to keep concentrating on. Great form where you can see both sides of the wake. Now, you're not going to see it when you do a cutaway, but I want you to see great vision. You need to be able to see where you're going. Really important safety tip. If you got someone driving you, you have to stay away from stuff on an edge. So if you're pulling someone on a cutaway, please, please, please communicate with your driver what you're going to do, and make sure your driver is away from any hazards, such as a dock, for instance. I remember many years ago, I had a student who had barefooted with me for lessons, probably a decade, and he offered to drive. I thought, okay, it'll be safe, and I drove. And I remember as I was doing back slalom, I remember as my foot went in the water and I started cutting, I remember hearing a noise after I cut. And I was saying, what is that noise? What is that noise? It was the water coming off my foot, hitting the roofs of docks he was pulling me by. He almost killed me. So, let my history save you from this problem. So here we go. Boom, set up in a nice, powerful position. You are gonna try and transfer your weight and then edge. Practice transferring your weight. This is why we warm up with the 1 foot. Transfer your weight. First, obviously you want to transfer your weight while doing a 1 foot as your warm up. Now you want to transfer your weight and edge. And not only edge, you can drive your instep into the water from here. You cannot do it edging hard from here. This foot's stopping you from doing what this foot's trying to do. So here's what we want to do. Notice how the cowbell, how my chin moves over the foot that we want to drive. 2 foot slalom is one leg doing all the work, the other one's just stabilizing you until you get to 1 foot slalom. So here we go. Boom. Set up. Move your weight over as you edge. Notice I'm keeping my head and shoulders up. My edge is set. And if you do this right on dry land, look how my chin, my sternum, and my weight is over and my instep is buried into the ground. Don't worry if your heel's in the ground, because the other edge of my foot's out of the water if I got the right resistance and edge. So if you do that with your feet too far underneath you, you can't do it. If you find you're not moving away from the weight, lean away a little harder, set your edge a little more until, look, my weight's over here. I can actually, this foot is, my weight's the same whether it's up or down. When you do these cutaways properly, it's going to teach you one to edge. Then you want to get better at it until you edge so hard that your lead foot comes off the water. That's how you get to 1 foot slalom. All right, so here we go. Boom, centered in between 2 feet. I'm on the passenger side of the weight. Shift my weight slowly but aggressively. Drive that heel, your instep into the water until this foot feels light. If it doesn't feel light, you're not doing it right enough. You're not doing it, heavy enough. You're not edging hard enough. Maybe come up here and show my feet, Zane. I want to show an edge. If this is good back form, where my hips are kind of over top of my feet, this is good edging form. Look how my instep's buried into the water here, and I've got my weight over it. I'm literally driving. Now these toes can hardly stay in the water because I'm edging so hard. So notice, 2 foot position here. You can't slalom from this position relative to your hips. You have to edge and push that instep into the water like this. My weight is transferred over there, and get to where you can cut out like a slalom skier 25, 30 feet away from the weight. Other side like this. Move over, transfer your weight, drive that instep into the water. There's no pull on my arms whatsoever. I am literally staying as relaxed as possible in my arms. A lot of you guys might have heard that I've said, and this is true, I've taught people before how to move over, turn the handle, and then set your edge. That is a beginner entry level way, because it's hard for a beginner, not a beginner, if you're back slalom, you're intermediate, but it's hard for a beginner back slalomer to get their weight over. That's why you need experience on 1 foot. That's why I have you turn the handle. Once you get better, you do not want to be doing this to back slalom. It will get your weight over, but you're going to go tip that way, then you're going to tip that way, and it will cause instabilities. You get better back 1 foot slalom. The better you get at back 1 foot slalom, you want to try and stay as level as you can as you shift your weight from one side to the other, and practice driving on that foot across the wake, down that edge before you even think of lowering your foot. So I'm pretty sure that's the best way. Now, what about shoe skis? If you guys want to do shoe skis to do this, fine, but the problem with shoe skis in back slalom is it can be good for helping you stay on 1 foot, but it really doesn't get you to set your edge well unless you really set them. So this is really more of a, most people that I see who do back 1 foot slalom on shoe skis actually are riding a gliding 1 foot as they cross the wake. That's okay as a part of your practice to get balanced, but what you'll find is that wake knocks you all over the place, you're wobbly. If you set your edge like this, aggressively, look at my weight over there, you'll find that foot drives so hard that going up the edge doesn't matter, going across the middle, it doesn't knock you over if you set your edge enough. I think I'm going to leave it there, but I want to show one more thing. Peyton, come up here. I'm going to let Peyton, who has no clue about backwards barefooting, but we'll just use it as an example of, now get in a backwards position as best you know how. He's never done backwards. Now walk your feet behind you because, yeah. All right, good. That's actually not a bad position. You want to get your hips to the hand a little more, but not by pulling. Walk your feet a little more behind you. All right, good. Now we said head up. Now I want you to transfer. Come over here a little bit, Zane. Transfer the weight. Yes, that's very good. Now, that's how you do it 1 foot, but now what if you want to slalom? You move over. Now turn that foot side, no, right foot sideways and push it, like step and move your foot 6 inches behind you. Move it farther behind you, and now turn it all the way sideways. Yes. No, but now you're leaning the wrong way. You need to stay over here. This is with the same thing that happens. Head up. Now, lift your leg over to the left. Up and over to the left. No. Hold on a
Keep
minute.
it in the
Stay there.
air.
Head up. Now, first of all, we're setting that edge right here, which is good. You got to stay up. This is a classic for other people, too, is they get too low. Do the slalom. Get up. Get your weight set here. Is that foot light, Peyton? That's what you want to do. But don't drop as you do this. You want to stay here. And because he doesn't even know how to do back one foots, we'd have to actually learn how to ride back one foots. But that's now shift. Now get your feet even again. Now go the other way. Move over to the other side. Now you got to walk your foot 6 inches behind you probably. The left foot. Turn it sideways all the way. No, sideways. In step. Lean hard. Lean hard towards Zane. Turn your foot more. Turn the left foot sideways. Yeah. Now leg straighter. Edge on it. Head up. Head up. All right. That gives you a little idea of this tick-tock motion. So anyway, you guys, this is the idea. Set your form. Get great at back one foots on both sides of the wake. And then we're going to learn the cutaways edge so hard that this foot comes off the water. But practice it on 2 so you can keep your balance and just edge as hard as you can. All right, so I think that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions, if you have any problems that you're going through, you can go ahead and either post a video or send it to me. I'll be happy to help and share it with others. And if any of you hip dudes are out there, what is it called, Zane?
The woe.
Catch the woe. All right, throw me the woe. I don't know if that's right. Peyton, I'll throw you the woe.
Oh, wait, no, face the camera.
What's that? Face the camera. Ready? Catch the woe. All right, here we go,
no.
you guys.
Oh.
Throw me the woe, you guys. All right, God bless you. Have a great day.